Greetings, everyone. Arendelft here. So, well, as I just said, this is Arendelft, and this is
Fidjesh.
and we are over here at Shiv Games, where we are doing our second game, which I gave you the after-action report of last time. And this time, instead of running Eldar, I'm running Necrons. So we'll go ahead and just introduce our force and in the order that they were assembled. And Fidjesh started first, so we're going to go ahead and show off her first one first, which was this tactical squad in this building right here. Okay, so that was her tactical squad. The first thing I deployed was my monolith, and that was sort of into that Descent of Death deep strike thing that it can essentially do. And yes, I know it's missing its giant gem up top in the Eternity Gate, or whatever you call that thing that goes right there. But yeah, I put it into that. And then what was the second squad you deployed? Was it your lieutenant?
No, I think it. Yeah, I think it was this guy actually.
Okay, so put him back where he was. Okay, so her second guy she deployed was her lieutenant right here, so that he could give his perk to her squad right here while remaining at the base level in case he has an opportunity to use his chainsword. And yes, I know, for a lieutenant he's got bare bones equipment. You'll notice that. Both of us brought something really, really expensive that forced us to have not much in the rest of our army. Anyway, the second thing that I deployed was my Necron warriors right here. It's a squad of 11. Then she deployed
these scouts back here.
And you'll notice how some of them are so multicolored and whatnot. There's 4 shotguns with bolt pistols, and then the sergeant has a bolt pistol with a combat blade. And he's just kind of standing back looking like a pro, you know. Oh. And then I deployed, if I can not fall over here, my destroyers right here. Then she deployed her tech marine over there. And he's one of the few things here that isn't WYSIWYG. That tech marine has actually just a regular servo arm, not a full harness. And instead of having a Bolarius cow bolter, he has a regular bolter. So that's just for your information. He's about the one thing here that isn't WYSIWYG. Then I deployed my Necron Lord right there. And finally, last, she deployed her scout squad here up in the building, and then her Imperial Knight, which is running as a Freeblade right there. So she's got so my monolith, and mind you, this is a 750 point list. Sorry, I didn't say that to begin with. This is a 750 point list, and she fit a full-on Freeblade Knight. I forget what exactly. It's a Paladin. Yeah, she fit a Paladin in. And I fit a monolith in, so that will explain to you why the rest of our forces are so dang dirt cheap. All right. So it is your first turn.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and get back to you in just a little bit. Okay. So we had just actually started Fidjesh's turn when we realized that she's running a Freeblade Knight right now. And we did do the qualities and burdens. And so she rolled off randomly for both of those. And she got on the Freeblade burdens, she got Haunted by Failure, which is whilst this burden applies, reroll hit rolls of 6 for the Freeblade. So any good roll that you get with a 6, you have to re-roll. But for qualities, she got Indomitable and Legendary Hero. And Indomitable is add 1 to the Freeblade's wounds and leadership characteristic, and Legendary Hero is once per battle round you can re-roll a single failed hit roll, wound roll, damage roll, charge roll, or saving throw for this Freeblade. And I think for battle round it means every turn. I think that's what that means, which means she gets a free reroll for that knight every turn, is what I think that means. Not sure, but we're just going to proceed with that assumption. Anyway, so she's going to go ahead and roll really quick, if you want to roll in there, or if you just want to roll on the table. Your call. To see if she can pass her leadership test, which one of her qualities gives her a leadership of 10. And so she needs a 9 or lower. Oh, you got a 10 perfectly.
This is bad, right?
It means that you have to reroll 6s for the rest, until the beginning of your next turn. However, what you can do, I think, is use your free reroll for the knight. Since this is a leadership test and it's for him, he gets a free reroll.
Oh, okay.
So you can just reroll that 6. Oh, wait. I don't know if you have to do an entire reroll. Let me read it again. Once per battle round, you can reroll a single hit roll, wound roll, damage roll, charge roll, or save. Darn it, it doesn't say leadership test. So you would have to spend one of your command points, but you've got 8. Remember how I told you can use command points to re-roll dice? So you can pick your 6 and re-roll it. And if you literally get anything but a 6 again, you're good.
Okay.
So now you're down to 9 command... not 9. 7 command points. All right, go ahead and re-roll that.
Whoa.
Oh, you barely passed! Okay, so your knight now no longer has to roll 6s this turn.
Okay.
Okay, so... she did already move her Tech Marine, but she hasn't done the rest of her moves. We're going to go ahead and get back to you after the turn is over and proceed from there. All right, we will see you then. You know that moment where you feel like you're about to die? Yeah, it's what these destroyers are probably feeling. Yes, I know they're filled with hatred, but that spark for self-preservation, as stated in the Codex, has not yet been extinguished. So right now they're staring at that knight that's staring at them and wondering how long they've got left to live. They're so dead. Anyway, moving on. As you can see, Fidjesh has decided to go all in. She moved up her scout squad in advancing and got them up to there. She had to spend a command point to get them there. So she's actually down to 6 command points now. But now 4 of them have shots on my Necron warriors. That last guy back there isn't part of the party, so sucks to be him. And then I'm not sure if her Tech Marine has range. We'll have to check on that. But then she moved her scout squad here, and she advanced all of these guys since they're not even going to be part of the party yet. So they're all running to join the fight. Wait for us! But yeah, I'm going to take a thrashing from that knight on my first turn. Mind you, I'll be able to drop my monolith and be able to return some of that pain. So I won't be like totally helpless. But this is going to suck a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, we'll see how I take a thrashing on the first turn. Anyway, we will get back to you then. All right, toodles. Okay, as you can see, after she shot at me, my destroyers are still here. This guy only got reduced by 1 wound. They saved against all of her Iron Storm missile pods. Actually, I think they failed to wounds. Yeah, her Iron Storm missile pods, not a single one of them wounded. And then her battle cannon, 4 shots got through to them, but they saved against all of them. So that was honestly kind of impressive. Let me see. And then the only thing that wounded them was the Iron Hail heavy stubbers that she has. And I forgot to mention, the one other thing here that isn't WYSIWYG is the fact that this Melt-A-Gun right here is actually a heavy stubber. And this is in, I think, the Iron Storm missile pod, the one with 72 inches of range. But anyway, yeah. So, still breathing. So, yeah, that's currently the tally. And then she killed 1 Necron warrior with her other Iron Hail heavy stubber. So literally, the only things in this game to have done anything so far is one of her bolters inflicted a wound on this destroyer, and her Iron Hail heavy stubbers wounded it again, and then the other Iron Hail heavy stubber took out a Necron warrior. It's literally the only thing she managed to do. But, well, now it's my turn, so I'm going to go ahead and do my movement and shooting. Well, yeah, after my movement phase, we'll go ahead and update and just see what kind of position she's in. Alrighty. Toodles. Okay, so this was my movement. I moved my guys up just a little bit, and then had my monolith descend down right here. My destroyers reformed right here so that two of them could have a clearer line of sight on her knights without it being in cover, because this building here was obscuring two of their views, so now only one of them has an obscured view. I forgot to do my living metal and my reanimation protocol, so this guy still only has 1 wound, and my Necron warrior, you know, he's still dead. But, you know, whatever. Anyway, so my monolith is within 24 inches of her knights, and these guys are within 12 inches of her scout squad, so I am in a position to lay down some hurts. And I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the game, she's running Raven Guard, you know, on her Space Marines, and I'm running House Mephrit on my Necrons. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Alright, so we will update you again as soon as I get past my shooting phase. See you then. Okay, so as you can see, I wiped out most of her squad. Okay, so yeah, she took some serious knocks. Her knight is down to 11 wounds. So it's down past half health at this point. So it's at its middle bracket in what it can do and whatnot. So yeah, it's hurting. And her scout squad there was almost completely obliterated, but she just passed her morale check pretty easily. This squad up here lost only 1. And this squad over here is yet to even get into the fight. And that Tech Marine, you know, he didn't even make a proper shot. So currently, I am decisively winning this fight. So we're just going to have to see how that turns out, though, on her turn, to see if she can come back from this. Alright, we'll see you then. Okay, so her shooting phase has concluded. Well, and her movement phase. I think we kind of forgot to record the movement phase. But anyway, she had everything retreat. Everything fell back. Since she's Raven Guard, she's now trying to distance herself from Mephrit. Mephrit getting that extra AP at half range. And bonus from being 12 inches away, which will give +1 to her, well, minus from my shooting. And then her knight went to maximum range, and I realized that with my destroyers, who you can now tell are dead, they're gone. She destroyed them all with her knight. I realized that I'd been shooting at her while her knight was half obscured from one of my destroyers. So to determine how many wounds that might have given her back, we rolled a d3, and it did roll to be a 6. So she got through, well, actually it was a 5, but whatever, on a d3 it's the same thing. She got 3 wounds back to her knight, putting it back up to top tier. She decided not to re-roll the shot she'd already fired with it, and the only weapon she had left to fire was her rapid fire battle cannon, which she then used to completely demolish my destroyers off of the map. Anyway, as you can see, yeah, as I stated, everything's running. So it's now about to be my turn. I'll go ahead and get back as soon as my movement phase is over. See you then. Okay, this constitutes my moving phase. I literally moved everything up 5 inches, which is the movement phase for all of these units. So now we're going to proceed to shooting. See you then. Okay, end of my turn, and I did finally kill her sergeant, but her Tech Marine is only down by 2 wounds. And however, I do have her cornered at this point. So this is where I'm going to be closing the distance and starting to deal some heavy damage to her. However, this is also where those Marines over there are going to start having shots on these Necron warriors while they're in cover. So that should make a difference. Yeah, well, we're just going to have to see how that goes. All right. Excuse me. We'll see you then. All right. So we sort of skipped over her movement phase again. Her Space Marines retreated up inside of the building, except for one who couldn't quite make it. Then her scouts are still hiding there. The Tech Marine fled behind the corner with the Knight, since it didn't quite have enough advancement to make it in with its other Space Marines. And the Knight hid behind that building and fired off every shot it had. Heavy Stubbers went into the Necron warriors, eliminating, I think, two of them. And the Ironstorm missile pod and the battle cannon into the monolith. The Ironstorm missile pod didn't do any damage, but the battle cannon successfully scored 2 hits, 2 wounds, and inflicted 4 damage. At the beginning of my turn, I'll automatically heal one of those back. And then, for once, I'll remember to do my reanimation protocols. And yeah, we will see you at the end of my movement phase. Okay, since all my movement phase really was my guys literally just inching forward 5 inches, I skipped that, recording that on purpose this time. They got line of sight on her Space Marines hiding in that building there, and they fired. They only got, what was it? They got 1 wound in, and they saved. So, unfortunately, Raven Guard ability, plus they're in cover. My Monolith firing on her Knights, it was like, well, let's just say I only managed to wound it once, and I did a grand total of 1 damage, so it's at 13 wounds currently. So she's still in a very good place for continuing to hide there and fire off shots. However, for the time being, she's cornered, and we're running out of time because this place is about to close, so we literally got like maybe 1 more battle round to do. After her turn is over, I think we're going to call it quits. So in any case, we'll see what happens. All right, see you then. Okay, this was her movement phase. She's moving up into aggressive patterns. They're all in position to shoot. Her Tech Marine is staying in cover. So yeah, now we're going to go ahead and quickly get through the shooting phase. All right, everyone. So we have to call the game at this point, and I, of course, don't get my retaliatory turn. But even if she hadn't gotten this turn, from the sheer kill count, I'd only fully wiped out one of her squads. She'd only fully wiped out one of mine, but mine was Destroyer. So point value wise, she is ahead. And even if we were to have added up the Necron warriors that she had killed, which was either 2 or 3, versus the 1 extra scout that I had killed, even sheer point level wise, she was definitely ahead. So even though there wasn't Annihilation because we didn't quite have time for it, she does still win this game via just that. But I'm sort of a draw, straight up victory on her part. But that was through tactical, like her falling back to keep her Knight alive so that she could fire at range. And then she ducked it behind that building so that it would be in cover because, more than 50% of it is obscured while it fires shots back. In any case, yeah, that was the game. Please let us all know what you think in the comment section below. If you liked this video, please drop it 1. If you didn't, please let us know why. In any case, don't get into too much trouble or do. It's always up to you. We'll see you next time. Toodles.
Kudos.